Hey, Ari from the Tech Buyers Guru, and today I'll be reviewing the Kwikset Halo Wi-Fi Touchscreen Smart Lock. While I show you the rest of the box, I'll just mention that I've previously reviewed Kwikset's 916 Smart Code Lock on the channel. The big change here with the Halo is the addition of Wi-Fi. That makes it a lot more accessible. So let's take a look at what we get inside the box. The first thing we see is a quick setup guide, so I'll take a look at it in a second. Then of course here is the touchscreen itself. And unfortunately, Kwikset hasn't really mastered the art of packaging. Immediately, parts start falling out, and then I noticed that the cardboard interior liner is really hard to remove. This is like a mousetrap that's basically impossible to get out of. I'm not sure why they haven't innovated in the packaging space like all of their modern competitors. It's pretty clear to me that they're still operating like it's 1979. At least the gear looks nice. Here's the turn knob on the interior of the lock. And of course, more pieces start falling apart as I take it out of the box. Again, I think Kwikset could do a lot more in terms of packaging this so it doesn't all fall apart in your hands when you're taking it out of the box. But once you get everything lined up and set down on your table, the stuff does look pretty good. And no worries, nothing was broken here when I took it out of the box. Speaking of the box, it's packed with other components, including the latch, which is pretty standard issue. Then you've got 4 AA's, which you'll need to power up the lock. Then you have a set of 2 matching keys, which you'll probably never use if you actually intend to use the smart lock as a smart lock. At least they're included as backup. Then you have bags and bags of screws. Luckily, they're all individually labeled so you can match them up. And then, of course, you do have your strike plate as well for your door frame. You'll probably need to sort through all these and try to match up the screws with the instruction manual before you get started, which we're about to do. All right, so I've prepared my door for the installation. As you can see, I've removed the lock that was previously installed, and I'm going to install the new Kwikset Halo Wi-Fi lock in its place. So let's go ahead. Now, if your door does not have this space chiseled out, you're going to actually have to order a different latch from Kwikset. It's not included in the box. So this is the only one that's included in the box. Of course, it screws in like this. Another thing to note is that the locking mechanism is right in the center of the door, so you can actually adjust this. So if I rotate this, it's now for a longer door. Okay, so that's not working for my door, so I'll go back to the default position. Also note that it says up right there. That of course means that section should be up. So I'm now going to install the screws for the latch. Note that you get 2 bags of screws in this kit. The longer screw is for the strike plate that goes on your door frame. That's labeled 46780. The shorter set is 03809, and there's actually 2 choices, a smaller screw and a longer screw. I'm going to use the longer screw, assuming that I can get it in there, just to have it more secure, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, here's that longer screw I was talking about. Let's see if I can get this in. Okay, that one's in, so I'm going to use the other one on the lower position, and we'll be done with the latch. Now, I'm actually not going to be installing the strike plate because I've already got a strike plate installed on my door, so I don't need this. This is a pretty standard piece of hardware, so unless you have a brand new house without any door locks on it, you probably won't need this. So we're going to attach the keypad to the front of the door. I do need this adapter ring that is included in the box because the hole is 2 1/8 rather than 1 1/2. Got to feed the power wire through. Put that under the latch, feed the post through the latch itself. So then I take the mounting bracket off the back of the interior lock. I feed the power wire through, kind of fit it into that hole there. Then I take the 2 large screws that come with the kit and I line them up and attach. They go through the latch and then through the front door lock, the front of the lock. All right, I am finishing up here. Okay, I now have this connected. Let's take a look at the outside. Actually looks relatively straight enough for now. So we will actually I'll take the key out of there for now. So all the remaining work is on the inside of the lock, and I'll show you that in a moment. Okay, I've got the interior locking mechanism here. So then I connect the power wire. There is a correct way to do it. Line up the white arrows. They're very, very small, but they are there. So that's now connected. Then I have to attach it with these screws labeled 49191. Don't forget to make sure that that post lines up with the post and the latch here. You're also going to have to tuck away this cable a little bit. All right, now I'm up close here. I'm showing you how this screw goes in the side of the locking mechanism itself. It's attaching to the bracket there. I'm doing the same thing on the other side. Now for the door handling process, where it actually sets the lock mechanism. Notice that it says door that way, so that's helpful. I drop the batteries in and the lock should start operating on its own. There it goes. And that check mark means success. Fantastic. Now I'm going to fit the cover over the inside of the lock. Seems to fit nicely. I'll check that the latch operates smoothly. Then it's time to take these 3 small screws and affix the panel. There's a screw hole here, one underneath, and one on the other side here. I'll go ahead and do that. I should also note that there is a screw that you can use to secure this plastic window, but I don't recommend you use it because keeping this window open allows you to gain access to the batteries. So here's that window I was talking about. You want to leave that open. There's no reason to actually install the screw in there. You're going to want to be able to take that out so you can get to the battery pack that's inside. So let's leave that window unlocked, and then I'll go ahead and install the securing screws. The full assembly is now installed, and I'm just going to test this lock to make sure there isn't any resistance in there. If you get a lot of resistance at your strike plate, the battery-powered motor is going to just draw a lot of current and will kill your battery. So make sure that this operates smoothly. You don't want there to be a lot of resistance here. So that seems pretty smooth, and I'm happy with that. Let's go to the next step. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and connect this lock to my new Kwikset account. I didn't film the whole process of setting up an account, but you will have to do that, and it will take a few minutes. I was a little bit surprised at how many times I had to resend a verification code to my phone, to my email. It was kind of a monotonous process. But here we go. I'm going to connect the lock to my smartphone app. So I press and hold this button labeled A for 3 seconds. It beeps and it's flashing blue, which I actually do believe means that it's connecting to Bluetooth. Now I've gone ahead and connected it via Wi-Fi using this Kwikset app on my Android smartphone. I'm just showing you the unlocking mechanism. It does take a couple of seconds to unlock, and then it does issue a notice to my phone indicating that the unlocking is complete. So this is a little bit slower than other systems, but of course keep in mind it has to do a lot of handshaking between the Wi-Fi network and your whatever network you're currently on. So I can go ahead and lock it remotely as well. All right, I have the indication that it's locked. And I'll just show you around the app. First of all, where you see the Manage button up at the top. I can click that and I can add users. I can also add additional locks if I'm going to have different locks on different doors. Then backing out of there, I can show you where you add new user codes. So this is really great if you want to add or delete a user code. I can always add a new user code. For instance, for here, like a dog sitter, or maybe you have a housekeeper or a house guest, you can do that remotely, which is really, really cool. And just as importantly, you can see a record of all of the usage of the lock from remote codes, from phones, and from the latch itself. So for instance, if a house sitter has one code, your children have a different code, you can see who's locked and unlocked the door, who's coming and going from your house at any time. Finally, there are a few options you can change here, but oddly, most of these actually require a direct Bluetooth connection, so you can't do these over Wi-Fi. Like for instance, setting the auto locking mechanism so that it locks, say, within an hour of being unlocked. All right, I have programmed the lock. I just touch it with the back of my hand to activate it. Now I locked it. Door is locked. So here we go. I activate that touch screen. This has always been a little finicky. So that's an honest truth. I've used Kwikset's locks before, and they're pretty finicky, but at least it works, and I'm in. So that's how it works, folks. From the inside, it looks like a regular lock. So the really great thing about this lock is not so much the touch screen on the front. It looks slick, but I've never found that Kwikset's locks, this panel is all that touch sensitive. But what I really like is that I don't need a smart home hub to activate this from afar. I can monitor it, I can unlock it and lock it from my phone. Just having a Wi-Fi network, I don't need any kind of smart home hub, and that makes it a lot more accessible for people. So I hope you liked this video. If you do, please do like and subscribe, and I will catch you next time.